Welcome to the Hun Studio. I love Evangelion. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Actually, the first time I watched it was just at a year ago. And I'm going to be honest, it freaked me out. It got to the point where I had to pause it and stop watching it because it's so like, the message it sends is kind of like confusing at first and like what's going on. And I don't know, but it was so good. So good. The story was just intense enough to keep my attention to the point where I stuck through it even when I didn't want to. I had to turn it off multiple times and whatever. But what I'm doing is I am going to be drawing all three of the main units. Unit 0, Unit 1, and Unit 2. As any artist would want to, I'm trying to get better at drawing, better at making art, better at painting, better at just doing all the art things. So I have actually created a sketchbook specifically for marker drawings. This entire series, this entire Let's Draw series is going to be inside of this, and I'm going to keep the drawing series up until this thing is slam full. All for the sake of making art, all for the sake of getting better, yes? This first drawing was really special in the sense that it was going into this project with a brand new perspective, really motivated and excited to do something like this, because I don't typically draw mechas and giant robot type things, so this was a very different thing for me to draw, and it was actually really exciting, because I typically don't draw weapons, like guns and things of that nature, so that I had to really take my time to get that just right. And also, I am actually going back to school, just as a side note. I'm going back to school to study physical therapy. I just enrolled into a community college, and I'm about 18 credits away from getting an associate's degree, and then I can go on to actually doing some physical therapy schooling. And with that, I want to study anatomy, human anatomy, and this is a good way to do it by drawing characters in these dynamic poses and whatnot. And yeah, so it's nice. It's a cool little. It's cool to see another artist's perspective on anatomy, and this is the way that this guy has chosen to express the anatomical figure. Here is EVA Unit 00, the prototype EVA unit. Super nice. I like how it turned out. I really, really like it. As a matter of fact, I wrote that this is my new favorite drawing as of today. Very cool. This is what the studio setup looks like right now, the drawing setup with my reference here, drawing here. I got a tall table here, regular table here. And this is fine and good, dandy for now, except this one thing is the only outlet that I have is right there. And the charger just kind of stretches out onto the floor. And the problem is I have children and a dog that like to run through here and just kind of see what I'm doing. And having this extended all the way through, someone could come in here and rip it out, and I'm left with a broken laptop. So I've got to fix it, and I'm going to come up with a little solution to do just that. The EVA Unit 01 is my favorite unit. The story behind it, if you don't know the story, if you haven't watched the anime, I do recommend going to watch it. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but the way the story that they kind of almost tell, like it's just kind of implied what's going on. It's never directly stated. But when you figure it out, it's kind of like mind-boggling and just super interesting. And this one, actually, I wanted to get more of a close-up shot rather than like the whole body, rather than the entire anatomical figure. Because to be honest, they're all kind of shaped the same, but their faces and their color palettes are what differentiates them. So I wanted to get a really good close-up of that profile, that face, especially in this berserk mode where his teeth are just bloodshot and whatnot. It's so cool. EVA Unit 01. This right here is the whole reason why this video was made, because of EVA Unit 01. It's by far my favorite, I think. I think this is my favorite unit, for sure. Least favorite character, least favorite pilot, but favorite unit. I thought it would be a cool idea if I took the time to show you all of the supplies that I'm actually working on using in this video. First of all, I want to point out the fact that just about everything that I use came out of Jazz's J-Pack, his Pro Artist series from Spectrum Noir. His little collab he did with them. A lot of the materials that I use came out of his box. The sketchbook at first, it came from, I made it. It's a handmade book made from his box. Jazz's box came with some marker paper, and I just folded it in half and bound it all together. And he also had some coloring pages in here that I colored, obviously. So cool, right? So there's the journal that I used. For the base sketch, just a good red sketch pencil. This one's from Ticonderoga. And then the fine-tuned sketch, I'll use just a good 0.7 mechanical pencil, doesn't really matter which kind, eraser and a sharpener. And then for inking, various fine liners, again from the art box, different sizes. This brush one here. For highlights, I use various amounts of jelly roll pens, and then just various different colors, the glitter and the gold here and this white highlight, super nice. For the coloring process, I've been using this thing here. So I've got a nice collection at this point of Spectrum Noir, Illustrator Spectrum Noir markers. And they have a brush nib and a bullet nib, super nice. And this is the collection I have on display that I use. The colored pencils. They work really well with the markers, and all of these I have the same color in the markers. So and they're nice to stack on top of one another, and it's super nice. They blend really, really well. Nice little combo, marker and colored pencil. But that's the materials. This drawing is a little bit different in that I took 2 separate reference photos and merged them together. And I do think that I think that this one's the least successful in that least successful drawing, just because it's my least favorite, I think. But yeah, so I took 2 different images where like, dang, what's the girl's name? I don't even remember what her name is. That's awful, because she's my favorite character. I need to brush up on my lingo on who the characters are. But she's piloting the EVA unit, and she's inside of it. And it's like the outside of what's happening on the outside and then what's happening on the inside. It's kind of like, combining the 2 scenes together, and it's super cool look. I like it a lot. Again, this is my least favorite drawing, but look at that hand, man. I really, really did good with the hand, I think. And that's, I have my favorite parts of each one and my least favorite parts of each one, but this one, that hand's really good. EVA Unit 02. This is my favorite character in the show. However, it's my least favorite EVA unit and my least favorite drawing. My favorite EVA unit is 1, favorite character is her, favorite drawing is probably the first one, EVA Unit 00. But this, overall, I think it turned out pretty nice. I really like the hand here on this one. Super nice hand. Check it out. I got new lights. No longer do I have to rely solely on the window light, which is what I've been doing with my recent videos, all of my videos that have been in the studio, and this light here. Now I can rely on my actual studio lights. Some professional upgrades, yes, yes, yes. All right. This is the final product of this video, the 3 drawings. All 3D units, the 0 and the 1. And the 2. And they're super nice to look at, all in order. And this originally was an idea, and now it's in fruition. It's really cool to look at. One thing I really, really like about these units specifically, the way the artist made them, is they're a perfect combination of organic and machine. So they got nice like muscular structure here, and then of course with these like weird wing things, but they're very humanoid in nature. They have nice, it's basically a human with armor, kind of like Iron Man, but giant, right? And then of course, this one is depicted in the berserk phase, I suppose. So he's gone crazy a bit, I think. But what I'll do in addition to showing these 3, just flipping through them right here, is I'll flash them all 3 on the picture. I scanned them on my computer, so I'll just flash them all here, and so you can see nice and up close on just what I did. That was incredible. That was so much fun, actually, to sit here and draw these drawings. Now granted, it did take, from the first one to the last one, there was a week difference where I was doing other projects and setting up my studio and making upgrades and doing other things around the house, but we got it done. It's now done. To end this video, I want you guys to leave a like, leave a comment, do the things. Which one of these 3 drawings did you like the best? And on top of that, which character, what do you want me to draw next? Anything's on the table, it could be anything. Like I said, I'm just trying to fill this sketchbook. So I'm gonna be taking in recommendations so that this can get done faster. Leave it in the comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you later. See you guys.